What is up, my stars? Welcome. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Let's get into some action, shall we, stars? So, this is your free introduction to the Star Activation Protocol. And we're going to get started here in sharing with you 3 simple things that you can take action on right now that's going to improve your personal development, assist you to make, yes, more money as we're aligning with our Dharma and we're unleashing our great work, and contribute to our community, right? Grow our community, share this abundance with others. So I'm going to jump straight into a slideshow and we are going to get cracking here. We got a lot of information for us. But first, I want to give you just a little bit of background. My name is James Tipton. I've been practicing these personal development systems for well over 10 years, pretty practically, actually, really my whole life. I started it down this personal development journey when I was 5, being raised up in meditation communities, practicing yoga. I've always had this ascent mentality to do more and more, become better and better. So by the time I was getting my MBA and learning all these business skills of how to be a sustainability consultant, I was actually also practicing advanced forms of meditation and having these out-of-body experiences where I'm connecting with higher dimensions. So there was this time in my life when I was traveling around the world working with this personal development community. I was on stage in front of thousands of people. And after that event, I had an out-of-body experience where I was hovering above Earth's atmosphere and realizing that there's people all around the world. And I've been talking to these people and kind of keeping a record of these different people that have been having these out-of-body experiences where it's like they're in their light body form, their higher self form, and they're hovering above Earth's atmosphere, and they're being exposed to incredible knowledge, incredible wisdom. It's like the ascended masters, all of the ancient wise ones that have come before us are just being able to download information straight into your noggin. And I met my future self was my spiritual experience that I had. People experience different things. It can be what you will, but when that moment happened for me, it was like this download of this system became recognized by my conscious self, and I was able to combine all of the things that I've learned from previous personal development systems and give it this this simple system that you can lock onto. So if that's something that sounds exciting for you, or if at least you're curious, or you're like, what is this guy talking about? This is gonna work for you because it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so it's a simple system, but it's going to be challenging. So, I want to challenge you right now. Like, are you ready to unleash your great work? Are you ready to do something incredible? Because I think, now's the time. So let's do it. I'm going to hop over to the screen share and let's get cracking on these slides here. So welcome to the Star Action Academy. This is your VIP introduction. Thank you for being a very important person. You're going to find out what VIP actually stands for. So there are actually these 3 superpowers that you're going to get initiated into. And so everything that we do is like an activation initiation. We're not allowed to say activation on YouTube or social media because it's such a powerful word, but we can say it here. So we say action, but this is your activation initiation. We're going to activate these different powers inside of you. You're going to become a better person. So we do personal development, professional development, community development. It's a holistic system. So one of the first powers that we're going to develop here in the system is your voice as a storyteller, being able to communicate. That's the most important thing that's going to lead to your greatness and allow you to have great success. Now, right now, there's a war on your voice. Right now, there's a war against freedom of speech. There's so much censorship out there. Depending on which parts of the world you're on, it can be even worse, but even here in America. So despite all odds, we're going to be able to unleash your greatness by developing your voice as a storyteller. Influence. So it's one thing just to tell a great story, but to be influential, this is how you build an audience, how you gain a group of followers, and stay focused on your dreams. So the most important thing of all of this is how to stay clear and focused. So we're using the system to stay clear and focused so that you can achieve your dreams, you can achieve your goals ASAP. The Ascension Star Activation Protocol. That's what we do here. And we're going to develop your presence within your community. And this is what's going to allow you to become free, really. So when you are able to share your presence in a community, and maybe your presence has a value associated to it, and then there's this value exchange that creates positive, good karma, and that leads you away from these restrictive victimization bonds that are holding you down and enters you into your great dreams in freedom. And let's celebrate your success here. Celebration is a key point of what we're doing here. We're gonna have celebrations each and every month, and we're gonna celebrate all our successes along the road. It's gonna be great. So I hope you like to celebrate or are in the mood to do so. All right. So before we go into these IEDs, the invincible elements of development, I want to introduce you to someone really, really special. And just let me know if you can hear me all right, if this sounds good. All right. So the reason why I'm doing this here is because I'm the reluctant hero. I would much rather just be out, just in nature, living on my own, doing my own thing. I don't really care much for fame or glory or being a hero on social media and all the attention, anything. So, I'm really doing this for you guys and my lovely and talented partner who is getting me to do this. So we're going to bring her on in just a little bit. All right, so the IEDs, the invincible elements of development. So there's really like there's just 3 elements, right, to get the 4th thing. This is the basic principle of alchemy. So we have our 3 elements, right? But we want the first. We want earth. We want physicality. We want the money. We want the happiness. We want the house. What is it? All these things that we want. What are you after? This would be a great time to like flip open your journal and start taking some notes and start thinking about what are the things that you're after. This is a time to get clear and focused. So we want the earth. There's 3 things that combine together to create earth: fire, wind, water. These 3 elements come together to create earth. So it's kind of like a metaphor here. This is like alchemical occult knowledge. This is the formula. This is a universal formula. It's how it kind of works. So when we're thinking about what it is that we want, we're getting really clear and focused on, what is this earth that we're trying to get, this goal, this life's purpose, this thing that we're trying to achieve. And it could be something physical, and it could also be something, perhaps non-physical. So once we kind of identify what is this earth thing that we're looking for, we look at what are these, then what is fire, what is air, what does water represent? And when we can get really clear and focused on those, then we just take those actions. So for each element, there is different things that are associated with it. So for every element, every IED, you see, personal development, it's just fraught with landmines, right? So you step on one of these IEDs, you're going to explode. These invincible elements of development, but explode in a good way. Because this is the simple system that allows us to succeed in greatness. So for every element of development, every invincible element of development, we have a personality archetype. We have a need. We have a quotient rating system. We have an attribute. We have a leadership role. There's requirements. There's action. There's a goal. There's a role. And there is a superpower. So there's a lovely face of my handsome smug there. I think I was out getting some lunch on the water that day. So now, are we joined by the lovely and talented Nadira, who's going to be here assisting with your personal development training? So she is an incredible holistic healer. She works in both Western and Eastern traditional medicine. Let's bring Nadira out here. Nadira, are you there?
Hello, James. Yes,
So
I'm here.
Nadira is the founder of Personal Development Gateway, and she's the reason that I'm here today presenting this to you. Nadira, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I think it's 3 in the morning, 3 a.m., or it's 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm doing really good.
Cool. I can hear you now. I hear you. You're doing good?
I am, yes. How are you? I see you're looking really excited.
Yeah. So we're just going over the first part of the STAR activation protocol. We're doing our introduction right now, and we're going over pretty much just kind of, why what we're doing here with this personal development system is so important, why it's a benefit of people, why people should pay attention to it. And I was just about to explain like what the IEDs are. So you're just in time. But before we go into that, is there anything that you want to share with the new people or that are just coming in? And
First, I want to welcome everyone to the Gateways. We are so happy to have you here and to be guiding you. And I know that this is going to be an amazing journey for everyone. And James he's amazing, and you're going to enjoy the time with him as well. So I welcome you all to the Gateways and to the first gateway.
so some of you might book appointments to speak with Nadira personally. She's an incredible coach. She's kind of one of those people that you could talk about anything with. So like I know it's kind of hard to talk about certain things with some people, but Nadira just has this incredible heart that is so understanding, and her perception in what needs to be done is so acute that really she has this incredible ability to just zoom in on exactly what's wrong and bring you to the solution. So as I'm going through
Amazing.
these IEDs, be sure to jump in, Nadira, and share any insights that you have. All right, let's get back to the keynote here. All right, so uh, there's something that I'm going to be talking about a lot as we go through this program, and that's invincibility. So what makes this system unique is everything is created with this idea of invincibility in mind. So what is invincibility? Perhaps somewhere through this program, or maybe right at once, you're going to come to this comprehension and experience what it means, this invincibility aspect that we're always looking for when we're creating our craft. So I created the Invincibility Mastermind back in 2013 for an elite group of students that I was working with to do a deep dive into the practice of the science of creating work that stands the test of time through dynamic storytelling, complex adaptive systems, and biomimicry. So I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what are complex adaptive systems and what is biomimicry before we go into this. And can everyone see the screen? Okay, I'm going to move these.
I can see.
Gonna move this up here. All right. Great. So we'll just get lost in my starry eyes there as I'm looking you down from that beautiful water spa where I had some incredible lunch on that pier there. Okay, so complex adaptive systems. What is CAS? CAS. So a complex adaptive system is a system that is complex in that it's a dynamic network of interactions, but the behavior of the ensemble may not be predictable according to the behavior of the components. It's adaptive in that the individual and collective behavior mutate and self-organize corresponding to the change initiating micro event or collection of events. It's a complex macroscopic collection of relatively similar and partially connected microstructures formed in order to adapt to the changing environment and increase their survivability as a macro structure. The complex adaptive systems approach builds on replicator dynamics, the study of complex adaptive systems. It's a subset of nonlinear dynamical systems. It's a interdisciplinary matter that attempts to blend insights from the natural and social sciences to develop system-level models and insights that allow for heterogeneous agents, phase transition, and emergent behavior. Thanks, Wikipedia. That was a mouthful. I feel like dumber, I think, after reading that. So if that went over your head, no problem. Complex adaptive systems is actually it's actually a universal system that makes things really simple. It takes these complex ideas of different things that like are similar, they may fall into the same category, and we're able to relate them together. We're saying if one thing is something, then another thing is kind of like that, but it's not exactly like that, but it's going to fall into the same category, so we can put it in the same system. So it's layering systems. So if you don't understand what complex systems is now, that's okay. You're probably in the same boat as most people, but you're going to understand it simply and effortlessly as we go through this process. So biomimicry, and so this is how we've created the STAR activation protocol here. It's using CAS, complex adaptive systems, and biomimicry. So biomimetics or biomimicry is the imitation of the models, systems, and elements of nature for the purpose of solving complex human problems. The term biomimetics and biomimicry derive from ancient Greek, bio, life, and I'm not even going to try to say that, but it's the imitation from this Greek, to imitate from, yes, the Greek. It's an actor. So what we're doing is, if we want to learn how we can grow, how our business can grow, how our community can grow and develop, we use these complex adaptive systems that look at nature and how the universe, how our solar system, how plants and animals have grown and developed, and we just mimic that because that's the blueprint of life. And when we align with that, we're able to grow and develop more and more. It's like the Fibonacci sequence, how the galaxy spirals, how the snail shell spirals, how roses bloom in a spiral. We're going to bloom just like that. And when you follow the system, you're going to be able to develop yourself, your great work, your community more and more effortlessly and simply by aligning with this system. So it's pretty great. So here's the whole pie. It's the whole picture, it's the whole universe. It's everything that you need to know to be successful, to accomplish your great work, to create your dream, to reach your goals. And we're gonna put them into 4 categories. So we're gonna do a mind map here. So if you don't already have your pen out and a piece of paper, get that out now. Sketch out, draw crosshairs like this, and we're going to do a mind map together where we're going to put in these different things that we're going to associate with these different elements, and we're going to get these different aspects. Let me just share with you one more time so we can review. For each of these elements, we're going to have a personality archetype, a need, a quote and rating system, an attribute, a leadership role, a requirement, an action, a goal, a role, and a superpower. That's what we're doing here. It's going to look like that when we're finished. All right. So we have Earth down here in this corner. And I'm going to have to actually turn this... there you go. So now I think we'll be able to see better. All right, so that's what it's going to look like when we're done. So, Earth. We're going to have water up in the right-hand corner, and we're going to have air in the bottom left corner, and fire up in the top. Those are our 4 elements. And we're going to do 3 things. We're going to do fire, air, water, and that's going to bring us to our Earth. Are you guys with me here so far? Like, is this making sense?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right, so we have personality archetypes. And perhaps you've read the book King, Warrior, Lover, Magician, describing the 4 archetypes of the masculine. I don't want to get bogged down in it's not necessarily just for the masculine, but think of like the king archetype as like checkers. You've made it across the entire checkerboard, and now it's like king me. You could think of like your final attribute self as like a king or a queen, but I like to think that everyone has the potential to become a king, in the sense that it's like life is kind of like a card deck, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female. anyone who can draw a card can draw a card. And in like the tarot, for example, or in card games, the queen would be worth 13 points, the king would be worth 14 points. It's just an order of ascension. It doesn't mean one's better than the other, but I want to just note that this is kind of an equal opportunity. Anyone here can become a king. It's that idea of reaching that final manifestation of your empowerment where you're in control of yourself. You have sovereignty and control of your own personal development, your own life's work, your own community. So then we have the lover up here. It's the personality type associated with water, because water is like your emotions. So we're in love here. These are our personality archetypes. Now with the air, air is like your thoughts and your ideas, and once you start sharing your thoughts and your ideas, you enter into that warrior personality type. And people can have different ideas of what they think the warrior is. I think right now most people are in this information war, and it's a war of words. So I'm not suggesting anyone go out and start hurting people or being a physical warrior, but being a truth warrior, a warrior for the truth and for purpose. And then fire, we have the magician here. So we have these four personality archetypes. Now, the magician creates something out of nothing, and maybe it's a technology that we don't understand yet, but essentially we're gonna have to create something, make some magic here. Start off with some magic, even if we don't understand how it's happening. We're gonna start making something, and we're gonna be able to go to town with that and fall in love and get the things that we're looking to get. So there's a need that's associated with each of these elements. The first need down here with the earth need, the king, is to live. But it's not just to live, it's to live in style. That's right. We have this need of lifestyle. You want to increase the style in which you live. Maybe that's like you want the car, you want the house, you want the whatever the physical thing is that you're looking for to create. So the need up top with the water lover is to love, of course. Everyone needs to love. These are the foundational 4 L's of all of the different people on Earth, all of their different needs. This air warrior here needs to learn. That's why it's the intellect. It's always, you're going to battle to learn something new. And then the fire magician up here is to leave a legacy. So you got the 4 L's of the needs, and this is from Stephen Covey. So when you're looking at yourself and when you're working with other people, you can identify their needs, and you can put them in order. So for me, I'm an air sign, so I'm way into learning. For me, everything that I do is a process of learning. I'm like the mind here. Nadira is the heart. She's the lover here. So you got the heart and the mind with both of us. That's how we kind of work together. All right. See, Nadira, do you have anything to add on these four different areas?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, you're saying something?
That there's a way to measure each of these different areas in our life. So we can uh, we can we can measure how well we are doing at living in style, how well we're doing at loving, learning, leaving our legacy. We have the physical quotient that we look at in the bottom corner, and then we have our emotional quotient, and then everyone knows the IQ, the intellectual quotient, and the spiritual quotient. So what I've learned is that of all of these things, it's the emotional quotient that is the most important to determining your success. It's kind of like I mean, the spiritual quotient and the physical quotient are kind of almost non-existent. It's like the intellectual quotient, you need a little bit of intellect, but the emotional quotient is like 80%. But the spiritual quotient, that's like your willpower. And the physical quotient would be kind of like how well you manage your money. So we use these different quotients to kind of rate ourselves on how we're doing in these different areas and aspects of our life. So how do you increase your physical quotient? There's a attribute that's associated with this, and that's discipline. You want to increase your lifestyle, have a better PQ, be more of a king on earth. You have to work on your discipline. So passion is what you need to unleash to have better EQ, to become a better lover, to love. And passion, it's this attribute, it's more about balance than overdoing it. Vision is what's needed to learn, to work with this IQ. Open up your vision and allow this attribute to take place. And then conscience is how we increase our spiritual quotient. And that's why everything that we do in the Star Action Academy is all related to conscience. So what we're doing here, this mind map, is consciousness. It's all consciousness based. We're looking at the consciousness in these different areas. So just by putting our consciousness on these different attributes, these different intelligences, we're able to allow these things to become lively. So there's a leadership role that's also associated with each of these areas. So the leader that leads the way in discipline and the physical quotient becomes a role model. They do it through modeling, right? When we see those models on Instagram showing their body or showing their cars or their good looks or their fancy jewels, they're modeling their discipline of their lifestyle. The leader in the water lover area is aligning. They show you how you can align with your passion more, because as you align with your passion, aligning with nature, that's what's gonna show people that you have a good EQ. You're in alignment. You're aligned. Can we give it out for our Pathfinders out there, for our Air Warrior learners who are paving the way and showing us which direction we should go in our life? Like, I think we just need a round of applause for all our Pathfinders out there that have been showing us the way. So you see the leaders in the intellectual realm are forming the path for us. They're sharing with us which direction to go. Now, in the fire magician realm, they are empowering. If you speak to a leader who's activated this quotient, their SQ, they are going to empower you. So think about your leadership role. Where would you put yourself in this quote? Now we're gonna unlock all of these. You're gonna be like the avatar, and you're gonna master all the elements. But you kind of have your starting attributes, right? You know, which ones are you already good at? Which ones do you need to work on? So there's a requirement to grow and develop in each one of these. So for the Earth King, you need to be okay with other people's money. Can you just like if you're okay with other people's money, can you just like raise your hand? Are you okay accepting other people's money? Are you okay um, receiving more money from other people? Like you're doing a value exchange. This is very, very important, because some people have a resistance against that. They don't think that they're valuable enough to exchange their value for other people's money. So we have to kind of get over that. Now, there's other ways you can work with other people's money before you even get other people's money, through loan financing, not even doing that, but now there's decentralized finance, DeFi. So you could start working with other people's money before it's even your money through decentralized finance. But we're going to be sharing with you how you're going to be creating value, sharing value, working with partners, value, and and getting lots of money. So the water lover requirement here is decisiveness. You have to be able to decide, because the passionate, lying, emotional lover is gonna want to love this and want to love that. But when you know what it is that you love, that what you're supposed to be aligned with, you decide that and you're decisive. The air warrior over here needs to be coachable, because we have to be able to you have to be able to learn, right? You can't learn new things. You can't develop yourself if you're not willing to be coachable. So you have to be able to be open to be coachable, because the reason you are where you are right now is because you know what you know, and you have to understand that you don't know what you don't know, and there's things out there that you don't know that when you learn them and you apply them, you're going to be able to develop that much faster. So open yourself up to being coachable. Choose to decide, to make a decision, to get started, and open up your wallet. Get it ready to receive a whole bunch more money here. So the last thing, the fire magician, you have to have time. You have to be able to devote some time here to leaving your legacy, right? So, what does the Earth King do with all the money? They're gonna invest, and this is kind of the reward that you get. So it's kind of what are you gonna do when you've had success, and you've shared your value, and you've got everything, and you're ready to invest. So I just bought a bunch of silver. I got a bunch of crypto, and we can talk more about investing as we go along. But first, before we invest, we have to get money. So this is the third action step, and we're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and you're going to learn the 3 action steps that you need to get to be able to get to this Earth King realm down here. So when we're talking about getting money, we're not talking about like stealing or anything, but actually doing a value exchange through DRM, and that's direct response marketing. You don't have to know what that is now, but we're going to learn direct response marketing. So it's basically setting up these web pages where you have a value on display on the web page, and people can click and buy, and money gets downloaded into your account, and you don't even have to be there for that to happen. So really cool stuff. If you haven't started doing any online marketing before on the internet, it's very simple, and you're going to learn how to do that right now. If this is exciting, if you've dabbled a little bit, we're gonna increase your skills. So the number 2 action that needs to be taken is communication with others, and you can do this through SMA, social media advertising. And the social media advertising is how you get all the lovely people that could be interested in the value that we're exchanging, and it flows into the DRM like that. So the number one thing that you need to do, the action that needs to be taken for this whole star process to happen, is to publish publicly daily, every single day. And we do this using a blog. There's lots of ways to publish, from YouTube to podcasts to social media. But we found that the blog is the absolute best way to get your message across, because you're totally free to publish anything you want on your public blog, that then can be syndicated through social media, where people are exposed to direct response marketing, and then money is downloaded into your bank account. Super simple. So how does this change the world? Well, I mean, you can share messages on your blog that are truly transformational, that really assist people. And when you're communicating with others, you're able to connect with people that are like-minded, that you can assist and share value with. So if you don't have a value exchange already set up, don't worry about that. We can introduce you to some of the best solutions that are going to work right for your community, and we can also assist you to develop your own products here. So you want to get the paycheck. So the paycheck is going to enable you to do all the things that you want to do: travel, buy your house, buy the car. What are the things that you're looking for? Take care of your health, take care of your family, do the things that make you happy. You can do a mind map of what it is that you're looking for, but it is what it is that you're looking for. And money isn't everything, but it's a large part of it, and we want to be real with that. So where does the paycheck come from? It comes from sales. And sales are a result of the direct response marketing that's done through the value exchange. And if this too much for you at this point, if it's over the head, just stay calm and keep listening. It's all going to make sense as things go on. We're going to go into detail into everything. We're just mind mapping here. What are these different associations doing in these different elemental corners here? So what is the result that happens when you're doing social media advertising and communicating with others? You get leads. So you're going to build a list of followers, a list of subscribers. This is your fam, your community. And how do you get leads and followers, subscribers? Those are going to come from the amount of views that you get to your publicly published content. So there's these different, if you're the CEO here of your business, you have your 4 top executive officers. So you have your chief financial officer, also known as the controller, who's kind of going to be in charge of your payroll, who's going to be in charge of, what you can and can't do because of, how much funding there is. So eventually, if you're a big business, you'll outsource these different roles. But in the beginning, we're all going to be doing these roles yourself. The avatar that masters all the elements. So you're going to be the chief financial officer of your life. In the beginning, you're going to be the controller, and this is going to manage, your finance, your fun, your family. The CMO is the chief marketing officer. And this person is in charge of your action accountability administration. So think of your administration as allowing people to come into your offer, come into your opportunity. You're admitting people into the experience of the benefits of your value. The CMO takes action on this and holds himself accountable for your goals, and you have the did it freeze up again? I'm gonna have to So do you want to comment on anything that's kind of we've gone through so far? This, a little short review here. Look at these different categories. Are you taking notes?
Yes, I am taking notes.
Is it making sense? Like, do you
Mhm.
see how these different ideas kind of all fit in the same category? Kind of how one leads to the other.
It does. It really makes sense. Starting with the four elements and also how it's related to the chakras and like the first chakra being so the earth, and then we have water, fire, air, and
Yes, all the elements. So the the coup, the chief operations officer, is in charge of social syndication systems. So we look at operations as getting leads. That's kind of the foundation of success here is kind of growing your list of subscribers, and doing that through lead opt-in forms. It's kind of the role of the coup, the chief operations officer. And then the CTO, the chief technology officer and research and development, is doing the multimedia management. So you have, your fire magician here who's leaving their legacy. They're in charge of, researching what's most important and then developing upon that using technology such as publishing tools to do this multimedia management, create videos, create articles, memes, live streams, VR, AR, whatever the kids are doing these days. So we also have these. If we go back to kind of the personality archetypes, now we can kind of see how these different personality archetypes are formed. You have the practical type, is the Earth, which is like the logical, physical minded. And then you can see then we have the emotional type, the social type, and the action-based type. So this is from Ty Lopez. It's called the PACE system, PASE, and you can learn how to pace yourself and pace others. So when you meet a new person and you're getting to know them, put them in order. So I would say that I'm a practical, action-based, social, emotional, PASE. Um, that's how I kind of like to think about it. But so for other people, they might be, um, in ESAP. They're emotional, social, action-based, and then practical. So when you're communicating with people, in your daily life, this is really going to help you to identify their needs. So if you're dealing with an emotional person, they need to love. They need to be in a place where they can feel passionate and align with that passionate. Um, so allow them the opportunity to decide on aligning with their passion. And then, so if a person's action based, you notice that this person's action based, they need to leave their legacy. So give them time where they can be empowering and creating their legacy. Is this making sense? How you can identify these different types of people and know their different needs, so you can cater to them. So now we have the superpowers. So we're going to activate this superpower of your voice, for multimedia management so that you can publish publicly daily so that you can get views. and you just need a little time here, and we're going to develop your voice, and we're going to develop your influence, so that you can share what it is that you learn, share your vision, share this pathfinding that you're doing as you communicate with others. You're not just communicating with them, you're influencing them to be better versions of themselves, to get on a prosperous path of destiny. And you have this activation of this superpower of presence, so that when you're present in front of your community, people can fall in love with deciding to take action on your value. And they want to pull out their credit card and make a transaction right there and enjoy the offer coming from your presence. So that's the VIP. That's how you can become a very important person, activating these three superpowers and developing these three powers is what we're going to be focusing and working on. And then you're going to be able to have access to all the rest of the world of superpowers that are going to be at your disposal. So, who's ready to increase these abilities of your voice, your influence, your presence, right? You're ready to get started. So right now, no delay, we're actually going to do this initiation right now that's going to activate these powers. So you're going to be able to start using these abilities. And we're going to be going over, yes, a magic formula, right? This is the magic spell. We're actually going to spell it out for you. So it starts like this. And this is some deep, like, occult woo-woo here. This is the real deal. You ready? Shh. This is the first sound. This is the first spell that activates fire. It's like the fire burns away all distractions. Everything else is shh. And you're able to have that inspiration come to you. Right? It's that insight that comes to you, that moment where you learn, where you see the vision, where you understand the path. Says the warrior. The quality of air or messages come alive. When you are in love. When you bite into that chocolate cake that tastes so delicious, you're just like, When you know you're getting what it is that you want. You want to pull out your credit card and buy. You know the answer. Oh, you wanna live in style. How about that discipline? Pushing the weights up. You're like, you can lift it. You can lift it. Let's see you model that pose. Let's see you flex. You flex. So then there's this fifth element, right? Spirit, which is this quality of I. So we're gonna put these 5 parts of this magical formula together, and we get this phrase. I am. Now you can fill in the blank here with what you're doing. Are you're I'm publishing. Shh. I'm communicating. Shh. I'm getting money. So from now on, whatever distractions there are in the universe, you focus on these three things. Shh. I'm getting views to my content. Shh. I'm getting leads. Shh. I'm converting sales. And now nothing else is getting in your way of you achieving your dream, your destiny, reaching your goals, because you can use this magic formula, and you can just use shimming, and take that where you go with it, but then you can start filling in that blank with what's most important so that you're not distracted. Because how many people here like get distracted? You're doing something, words come into your brain, distractions come, you start thinking about other things, and then you have that thought, you realize, come back to the mantra. Shh, I'm working on my blog here. Shh, I'm talking with others and getting these leads. Shh, I'm making that money. Right? So just let me know, give me, if there's a chat, or if I don't know if you have to write a letter, send it in to me. But let me know if this is helpful. If you think you're going to be able to use this to keep you clear and focused on reaching your goal. So join the
I
Star
feel this
Action
is
Academy today.
yeah, I feel this is extremely useful.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the like the deepest like occult secret, like right there. That's the magic formula. And those are the three things that you need to to succeed, and those are the things that we're going to be working on here. So super useful stuff. I just want to know, like, how excited people are. And if you start using that stuff, like, every day, it just, that kind of becomes a part of you. uh you know Shh, I'm becoming successful right now. So what we do here is we're going to assist you become a better storyteller, a content producer, and develop your voice. We want to assist you grow your audience, grow your list of subscribers, increase your field of influence. And of course, we want you to be successful. We want you to make more money. You can partner with some of the best offers for your community, and you can also work with us to develop your own products. We want you to offer your presence, align with your dharma, and do your great work. Um, so we do holistic development here. That's personal, professional, and that leads to community development. If you want to change the world, you have to start with yourself, and then you have to develop your great work. Holistic approach creates holistic benefits. We do health and all the rest, right? Wealth, love, and happiness. So that's the presentation today, and I'm super excited to dive into these depths with people. I guess, do we want to talk about kind of what we're I guess we do have yeah, you still see my screen here?
I do.
See the Okay, so we have the
Consciousness
consciousness. Yeah, the
curriculum, yeah.
consciousness curriculum. So everything that we do in the Star Action Academy, it's all consciousness. It's all based in consciousness. So we have 5 levels to kind of bring people through the 5 levels of consciousness. So level 1, which you can get started with next, is the Gateway to Invincible Freedom. We go through the chakras, and we do our core consciousness checklist of all the chakras. So just like how we used CAS, Complex Adaptive Systems, to get a holistic kind of a a totality view on everything that we need to know and understand. We do that same thing for each one of the chakras, and there's important things that you can learn for each one of the chakras. So as we put our consciousness there, we activate those energies, and there's incredible things to learn for each one. Level 2, we do the Invincibility Mastermind. It's our storyteller workshop. I think Nadira also has some incredible things planned for that level as well. Level 3 is the gateway to the Invincible Professional. This is our practical strategy level. And we use the Zodiac for the base in this area. And we go through the different ministries of government and best practices for strategy for each one in these 12 different areas for best production. Level 4 is the gateway to the Invincible Heart. We look at the tarot in this for our base, and we do personal, professional, and community development for each of these archetypes in that area. And level 5 is the gateway to Invincible Mastery. We look at astrogenetics and human design and how you can have perfect relationships in life and develop your core abilities, understand your life's work, your evolution, how you break through, your radiance, your life's purpose, your emotions, understanding your past and your future, how you attract people to you, how you assert yourself, how you learn universally, how you work in your community, how you develop personally, how you create, how you transform. So we get started first with level 1, and this is the gateway to Invincible Freedom, the Chakra Core Consciousness Checklist. So it's going to be a 10-week course. Each week we're going to do a different chakra. We're going to talk about production, publishing, marketing, coaching, live streaming, audio podcasts, book club, and events. And then we have a bonus. So the core stuff is like the most important thing. Basketball players, even in the the elite leagues, they're just practicing their same thing. No matter where you are in your development, practicing the core stuff every day is it's an essential. It's you have to make these commitments, and it's a requirement that you make. So get started with level 1 right now. I think it's a ridiculously low price for 10 weeks of lessons, of hanging out, working on your master great work craft with Nadira and I. But this is your time. This is your time to unleash your greatness. This is your time to stay clear and focused on achieving your dreams, reaching your goals. This is your time to cut any binds, any chains that are keeping you from being from holding you back, from unleashing your fullness of your success and your freedom. This is your time to celebrate, and we want to celebrate with you. So we're going to throw a big party when we reach our goals, and we're not going to let you fall behind. And we're all here to do great things. So we believe in you, no matter who you are, where you are in your life. Like, we believe in you. We want you to succeed. So we're putting this together to assist you along the way, and hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. So let us know, how are you feeling about the core consciousness checklist, doing this kind of mind mapping, complex adaptive systems, working in biomimicry, aligning with nature, developing our true selves. I think it's time to get to work. I think we got a lot of work to do. I think it's exciting taking this next step. Is there anything you'd like to add, Nadira? Do you have any kind of last words of wisdom you'd like to share with people? How can they connect with us more? What do they need to do to get started?
I'm feeling really excited, and I'm feeling excited for everyone who's taking this course, taking their first steps. And I think we all need to take that first step. Like someone might be just beginning their personal development journey, or you might have started it, but no matter what, wherever you are, this course is for you. So come and ascend with everyone else. And I think, like James just shared, and like you said, begin your first gateway, and then we will be here to guide you, and then we can all ascend together. And yeah,
Woo! Yeah. So, all right. Click the link below. You can join the Gateways app for free. Make sure to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. We do lives every single week to assist you along the personal development journey. And
I think we will be going live for Q&A. So if they have any questions, we will be there to answer any questions that you have.
yeah, I love answering questions. And you can get started with the first level one if you can. Go all in, do all the levels at once. We recommend that instead of just doing level one and then going up to if you can get in all of them and do all of them at the same time. That's the best way to do the process. Make sure you book your one-on-ones with Nadira and I, and let's get started. All right, we got some work to do. Lots of love out there. Appreciate all you stars.
Lots of love.